Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth-given name. Happy Thursday night. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. Got a word for you. Tap in. Guys, I want to talk about why the narcissist is pissed with themselves and they're pissed with you. They're pissed with themselves and they're pissed with you. Now, we already know that the narcissists do not have, they don't have the capability to show emotions or even produce emotions. So it's not like, for those of you who feel like you just like, you're happy that they are all sad. I have moolah, baby. I don't know where that money is coming from, but Lord, I receive it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's not, sorry guys. So it's not like they're like all crying like, oh, I just really hurt them. They literally do not have emotions. They're not set up that way. But here's why they're mad. They're mad because they honestly thought you would never ever get away. They thought you would never leave. They thought that you will always, for the rest of your time here on earth, as well as theirs, that you will be tied up in this web that you will never, ever be able to break free from. How long were you trying to break free from that web and couldn't break free? You always went back. You always, allowed them to love bomb you, and you went back and you thought they would change 1,000 times and you kept going back and kept going back. So they really thought that you would have been doing that for the rest of your life. And again, everyone have not had an experience with a narcissist in regards to a romantic relationship. I haven't. I've never experienced the romantic side of a narcissist, if you will. But they just thought you would never leave or move on. So now they're pissed with you because now you're like, you bruised their ego. Like, how dare you? How dare you get out of an mentally abusive relationship? How dare you? You're supposed to sit here and get tortured for the rest of your life. How dare you? So they're pissed with you. They're also pissed with you because now they know the fact that you healed and you moved on. Now, they're not pissed when they know you're still struggling, right? You're still in that web. But they know that you've moved on. They know that you found peace. They know that God have you at this point. Now they got to go through the whole struggle of trying to find a new supply, right, of a side chick in a narcissist way. Just that really just means another person who they can try to get their supply from. But they're comfortable with you. They're comfortable with torturing you. So now they got to go and try to build this whole foundation of a new supply. And now it's like, oh, they're mad with you because you're moving on. You're supposed to be here to be my supply, no matter how much it hurts you. How dare you leave? How dare you find your voice? How dare you find your strength? How dare you find God? And now I have to sit here and be out here trying to find a new supply, which is going to take a long time to build that foundation. And then what if this new supply is not as giving as you? Now I have to go on this hunt to find another and another and another. And you just get to go on and heal. They're also upset with you because you found out that they are a narcissist. See, many people don't even realize that they were dealing with a narcissist. You just thought it was you. Remember, the narcissist twists your mind and make you think that you're the problem. So you never even really discovered that it was a narcissist until God opened certain doors, and now it has become such an increase, and the volume have increased with individuals exposing narcissists. So all along, you thought it was you. You thought you were the crazy one. You thought you were the problem. You believe that. They pounded it in your head. They tortured you. So how dare you move on? How dare you discover that I was a narcissist? Now I got to sit here and worry about who else are you telling that I'm a narcissist? Oh, I'm freaking out because now the new supply, you may tell the new supply that I'm a narcissist. You may put them on game. So I won't even have a fair chance to groom them like I did you, right? Because you're putting them on game. How dare you? So now let me start the smear campaign. Because if I start this smear campaign, then you're going to have to call me back and say, hey, why would you say such? Why would you do this? Why would you say this about me? Why would you start that lie? Why? No. You ain't doing that either. And because you're not doing that, you're not responding, because they can't contact you, or they're even more pissed. How dare you get to the point that you don't respond anymore? How dare you get to the point that I can no longer trigger you? How dare you? How dare you no longer want to defend yourself? How dare you? They're pissed with you. They're pissed with you because you're healing and you're in destiny, or on your way to destiny, and God is blessing your socks off, or about to bless your socks off, because all of the abuse you've been through, and they're hearing about it. They're seeing it because they're watching you. They're seeing it, and they can't understand or grasp how in the world did you make it out of such torture. You're supposed to be in the crazy house somewhere. How do you make it out of this? How are you smiling? How are you moving on with your life? How have you found peace? How dare you leave me behind and leave me unhappy, and you're happy? How dare you? They're pissed with themselves, right? Not because they know, they've hurt you. Because again, they can't even understand the concept of what the emotional side of what they've done to you, or they don't even have the capacity to feel bad for what they've done to you. But they're mad at themselves because they didn't catch you in time. You got ahead of their I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but they watch you, right? They watch you based to see where you are. So again, if you're sitting here and you're constantly crying and constantly can't move on, and you're constantly in triggers, and you're showing and exposing your trauma, and you haven't healed from it, then they don't care, because you're not going anywhere. But God, when they were somewhere else doing whatever they was doing, probably torturing somebody else, God came in and gave you a supernatural grace, baby, right? God came and gave you some downloads, and you follow your instructions. You were obedient, regardless of how much it hurt. You were obedient to do every single thing that God required of you to get you up out of this spider web. And that grace came in to move a little too quickly, right? That grace gave you a head start, and they wasn't even watching the race at this point. But when they came back, when they came back, thinking that you would be where you left them last time, they discovered you gone, healed, whole, happy, peaceful. And they're pissed with themselves because they slipped and allowed you to get away, and they were not watching you. Or they were watching you, but that grace came in. That grace came in and speed up your process. And now they're pissed with themselves. I'm so stupid. How could I have not realized they were moving? Oh my goodness. Now I'm frantic. Now I got to start a smear campaign. I got to start some drama. I got to do something. I got to steal money out their bank account. I got to call and make a rumor. I got to call and tell a lie so someone else can call them and start some drama. I'm starving here. I'm starving here. How could I be so stupid? I allowed them to slip away. And I know that they're going for good this time. No matter the flying monkey. No matter how many flying monkeys I send. No matter how many smear campaigns I start. No matter how much drama I start. No matter how much rumors I start. No matter how many people call them and say, they said this about you, and they can't get a response. Nothing's going to work. I'm so stupid. How did I let them get away? I will never find someone to torture like that again. I know their heart is pure. I know their spirit is pure. So someone's going to really benefit the right way off of their beautiful spirits. And I'm just here like the Wicked Witch of the West, melting. My friends, whatever you do, keep pressing towards the mark. Again, I know some people are not there yet. Some people are still in that beginning stage where maybe you just started to pull away from the narcissist, or the narcissist may have discarded you, right? Which either way, if they discard you or you discard them, it's still that emotional struggle, right? As crazy as it would sound to your average person, like, what do you mean? You're away from a person who's been torturing you mentally, but the spirits are tied in with each other. And they break you down so bad that you don't even believe you have the esteem or the confidence to even leave. You're used to being tortured. So even though you feel God is pulling you, you still feel that craving to go back to the very individual who's torturing you. Keep pressing towards the mark. Whatever God requires of you, and it's going to be probably everything that you do not want to do, you have to do it if you want to be free. To those of you who are in your middle process, you're in the thick of the journey, but you feel you got some footing now. Please listen. Don't think you're as strong as you really aren't. Right? You're strong. But don't fool yourself to think you can go back and have a conversation. You can answer the phone one last time. You can go and sit down and have a dinner because maybe they've changed after 37,000 times. Like, don't anybody call you and say such and such. Cut that stuff off quick. Please respect my boundaries. I don't hate anyone. I love everybody. But please, I don't want to have a conversation about that person. If you can't respect that, then I'm going to have to block you too, period, right? Boundaries. If God is convicting you and telling you, leave that house. I don't care if you have to downsize to a studio apartment because you're so used to everybody seeing your 10-bedroom house, and now what are people going to think? Are those people in there when you're being mentally tortured? Are those people in there when you feel your mind slipping? Are those people in there when you're crawling on the floor because no one else would support you and can understand and see what the narcissist is doing to you? Give me peace. Give me peace in a shack. You can keep the 10-bedroom house and torture yourself there. I just want peace. You can have it all. I'll start over. God will give me double. But right now, I just need some peace before I end up in a cuckoo house somewhere. So don't think, my friends who are in the thick of that thing, that you're so strong that you can go back and you can, well, God didn't give me some power, and I can go and rebuke them and throw some oil on their head. And listen, you go up and put your hands up on them fools if you want. Those spirits going to jump in you 7 times. You're not there yet, but you will be. To my individuals who are in the latter stage, and you know you're solid, and you know you're not going back, and you know God got you, and God have healed you. You don't hate anybody, right? You truly do not hate. You truly pray for them, and you wish that they will get their lives in order and get themselves right with God, right? But that's between them and God. But you do not hate. But you finally discovered peace. You discovered healthy, wholesome relationships. You've discovered everything that you didn't even know existed. The enemy will tempt them in more ways than one. The enemy will tempt you more ways than one. Well, God says, love your such and such. Well, God says, which is absolutely true. But God didn't say I got to sit here and have these fools up. I got to sit here and have these fools up in my personal daily life. No, 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 no. God just said, you don't listen. I don't hate you. I forgive you, truly. But just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Why are you sitting there flying monkeys? Why are you? What? Stop it already. You lost. You lost. But you just should be happy that the individuals don't even hate you, right? Because most people can't even hate narcissists because they target empaths. They target great heart, pure-hearted people. So people like that can't even really hate a person, right? You can dislike them and have a very, very hard disdain for them, but you don't hate them. You really don't. You just really just want them to leave you alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. My friends, you deserve this peace. You've been through hell for years, all of your life. It's your time. Embrace the things that God has for you. God have healthy, wholesome relationships and partnerships and whatever else your little heart desires. God knows you deserve it because of what you've been through. But you can't, God is not going to open any door if he knows you're still struggling and thinking about and trying to make excuses or even like not, you got to be, and it's for you, right? It's for you. God's going to save it for you. But God is not going to open that door when you're still in struggle season. Keep pressing towards the mark. Your obedience will have to override your emotions. God will hit you with some things that's going to drop you to your knees. You may be crying for days when he says, remove this person, cut this one off, leave the house, leave the money, leave the town. Whatever he hits you with, it may drop you to your knees. But in order for you to rid yourself from this demonic spirit, your obedience is going to have to override your emotions. Don't worry about that surface stuff. God will mess around and give you 15 houses just because your obedience to leaving that one. God will mess around and give you 5 men to choose from. You choose which one's going to be your husband because you left this fool. This fool. If the narcissist happen to be a parent, your mother-in-law, or somebody you will meet down the line, will replace every single emotion that parent basically yanked from you and stole from you and didn't allow you. All that stuff. You just want to be normal. You just want to feel what normal relationships feel like. You just want to feel what peaceful. I don't have to watch my back. I don't have to worry about, peaceful, authenticity. But God cannot release that regardless of how much he wants to until you press towards the mark and get up out of this struggle season. It takes time. Be gentle with yourself. But you got to lock in on God. It's the only way. It's the only way. You got to lock in on God. He will tell you what you have to do, what you have to move. He will give you all of your instructions. But will you be obedient is the answer. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's your girl. Here's your rock.